Right, the game finished literally just now. My battery power's on about 16%, so I don't want to spend too much talking about this. Instant match reactions? Not that fussed. Genuinely, I'm not even that angry. I'm not disappointed. Well, I sort of am because we lost, but because it's Arsenal, it's not that bad. You know, I'm not upset. I'm not heartbroken. You know, what more could we do? Arsenal was so dynamic in that game. And that's the word I was using throughout most of that game, because whenever we would get possession, Arsenal just found a way to charge at us. When we were on the attack, they managed to get like fucking 6 players surrounding the possession, whatever. I do not want to hear anyone say that we should have won that game, we should have at least drawn that game, we were by far the better team, because none of what I just said then associates well with that game. I was not expecting us to win. Honestly, I said before the game started, if we had drawn that game, I would have treated it as if we won the fucking league. But Arsenal, who were 4 points ahead of everyone before the game, they're now 7, but, well, they earned it. You know, given Arsenal that far ahead of everybody of the table, it's not that surprising that we couldn't beat them. Bear in mind, you know, we're a newly promoted team. We can't even get wins against people like Burnley, Everton, Brentford. You know, so what chances have we got against a team like Arsenal? There's a reason why Arsenal are top of the table by as much as they are. Corners, yes. But also, the way they play. They know what to do when they have the ball. They don't feel pressure. They don't shit themselves. They're just overall like the best team in the league so far. And you lot might disagree with that. You know, by all means. You know, there might be something that I'm missing out on. But, you know, there's also something that you might have seen that I didn't catch up on. But regardless, there's a reason, other than corners, why Arsenal is so far ahead. So for a team like Leeds to grab a loss is not upsetting at all if you think about it. That's why I was really upset that we drew to Everton last week. That's why I was upset that we couldn't beat Brentford this one time. This is why we need to win games. We should be winning games against Everton and Brentford and Burnley. Because when we come up to games like this, where it's pretty much a guarantee we're going to lose, you need to get them points beforehand, so then losses don't feel as bad as you lot make them out to be. Like I said, I'm not fussed that we lost, because I was expecting us to lose. I'm just gutted that we didn't, take advantage of the points that we could have got in the previous games that we should have won. So, to my knowledge, we've got 4 games there before we play City. 3 or 4 games. Nottingham Forest is one of them. Which I beg we win that game, now that we lost that one. I don't remember any more off the top of my head, but they are games that are win-worthy. We shouldn't lose those games on the build-up to the Man City game. Yeah, this is all I have to say. There's nothing else I can say on this, you know. We lost to Arsenal, big whoop, you want to fight about it? Honestly, I'm not even going to lie. If you think, you Leeds fans, were expecting us to get a win out of that, you're fucking retarded. I don't say that lightly, because fucking Arsenal, mate. Like I said, you know, given how Arsenal have been so good throughout the season, okay, they've had a few ropey games against Forest where they drew 1-1, but apart from that, you know, they've been on fire this season. That's why they're so far ahead of everybody. What chances would we have had? The only thing I can think of that we did do is Ampadu having that shot in the first half when it was still 0-0. Took a shot and he skied it. That's the only shot I can recall us having. Darlow, I suppose I should talk about this for the remaining battery life my camera has. Yeah, Darlow, should he have caught the ball?
Darlow tries to punch it away, but it's found its way in.
Half me saying yes, half me saying no. It's one of those ones. I preferred he punched it, because when he comes to catching the ball, if he tries catching it, the ball softly lands into his hands and he drops it. The ball's there for the taking. Whereas if he punched the ball a bit more better, and then the ball could have just gone so far up the field, you know, or he could have gone, well, either way, if he had punched it properly, the ball would not have gone as close to the goal as it did. It was also unfortunate that there was a couple of Leeds players in his way as he did punch the ball. So yeah, I'm actually one of the most calmest. I'm probably the most calmest I've been this season after we lose a game, because it was a game we was expecting to lose. Really, you know, it would be unfair to pick out a player one by one and say what they did wrong that game, because they did nothing wrong. It wasn't the fact that Leeds were a bad team. It's just more the fact that Arsenal were a really good team. So yeah, just hope we get a win against Nottingham Forest. and West Ham when we play them next. We need to get points at this rate. We can't keep relying on getting 1 point and, being happy with draws now. Coming this close to the end of the season, we need to start getting 3 points rather than 1. My battery might literally die soon, so... So yeah, Leeds, please win these next few games. I'm not putting that in. I am, aren't I?